Hey game players, welcome to Al's Arcade, the very first episode, not counting the YouTube short I did before this video about Street Fighter the arcade game and how confusing that game is, and also how awful it is. It truly is a horrible, horrible Street Fighter anything. Anyway, welcome to it, very first episode, and I thought, well, let's introduce you to the system, because every good arcade needs an arcade game. And I don't actually have one. I built one, big Mame arcade cabinet back in the day. It was fantastic. Got to about 75% completion, moved to the Gold Coast, had to sell it. So for space reasons on the moving truck and everything else, I sold it. And I thought, okay, well, when I get a chance, I'm going to build myself another one. Well, I tried building another one, a sort of multiplayer one-piece arcade setup, and that went okay, if you will. It started off okay, but then it just got overcomplicated and it was a bit flimsy, and by the end of it, I just got sick of it. So I pulled it apart and I ended up making a few of these. Now this is what I am going to be calling Lunch Mame, because it is a Mame controller in a humble lunchbox. Yep, cheap, cheerful, very, very easy to make. And the best thing about it is it's cheap. That's the idea. So typical 6-button setup here. I'll show you that these buttons will light up later on when we plug it into some power. This is the one-player one. I've got 2 more for my kids, Jackson and Sophie. On the side here, coin button. And when I'm programming that for Mame, I basically just assign that button to play for all coins, because, you know, there's not much point having separate game buttons. But the idea was to try and build something that was very, very easy to put together. And when it didn't work, you can just pop this off. You could work out pretty quickly why. Okay? Easily accessible. Not the tidiest wiring, as you can see, going through to the 0 encoder. But if there's a lack of light somewhere, I can easily trace it back, pull out what I need to, and check that. If there's a button that's not working, I can trace back the cord to wherever it is, and off we go. If there's a problem in the daisy chain somewhere, well, like I said, you can literally just open it up, and there we go. Easy to reach. Now, a couple of things with this. I've had it for a couple of years now, and the great thing is, still going strong. Fantastic. And it's a $3.50 lunchbox from Kmart. So if it develops cracks, if it gets brittle, if the kids pour Coke all over it, if the dog chews it, if the cat claws it to death, not really an issue. I'll just pop down to Kmart and get the other one. The other beautiful thing about this is all of these buttons and controls are courtesy of AliExpress, and you're not really paying much for them. I can't remember the total price per se, but it was very, very cheap just to make one of these, because of course you can buy the kits on AliExpress with the joystick ready to go, the buttons, and the light up, or the LED arcade buttons, which is awesome. And then I bought a few more for start and coins and other bits and pieces. Just one thing that I didn't realize putting it together: when you actually set it up in Mame, you'll discover that up is actually left, down is right, that is up, and that is down. It's just the way that the joystick is assembled. So technically that plate should be going around that way. It just doesn't fit that way. So still works okay once you assign the controls. Up, still up, down, still down, and so on and so forth. So you got full motion there. The button layout is, and I'll find this somewhere, it was based on a fighting gamepad somewhere. I think it may be Street Fighter. I'll have to check that. But very, very easy to actually drill the holes for these using a spade bit. This one's a bit rusty, but that's what I used. Obviously not that size. They're a little bit bigger than that, but that's what I used. The spade bit wasn't very, very pricey at all. Cheap drill. I have been recommending this for quite some time. The Ozito here if you're in Australia. Power Exchange is the battery system. This thing goes forever. It's 99 bucks. There's a few different variations since I got this one, but does the job. Lights up as well. Drills many a hole into a lunchbox to make one of these controllers, and away you go. And when you plug it into USB to check out how it looks lit up, well, let's have a look. So there you go. That is my Lunch Mame controller, and I actually have 3 of them. Plug it into a USB, set them whatever you need them to do through Mame, and away you go. Now, there is far more detail in how to build one of these things, including all the measurements you need, all the planning for the button layout and everything else at this website at the bottom right now. Check it out. All you need to do when you get to that blog is search for Al Builds an Arcade Machine. You really can't miss it. There's a link on the first page. In the meantime, if you like what you see, plenty more good stuff arcade related still coming to this channel. So we'd love you to like and subscribe. And who knows what I'm going to dig out of the archives next. I'm huge on my old 90s arcade beat 'em ups. And I've come across a few that I reckon you're going to get a real belt out of. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss a single second of it. Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll chat to you soon here at Al's Arcade.